This morning for a third day in a row, buildings on the east bank of the U of M will remain closed.
Protesters are there right now, holding ground just hours away from meeting with university officials about their demands. So let's go over to Michelle Beck. She's live on campus. And Michelle, what are you seeing there this morning?
Well, first, Jason, Alicia, good morning to you. We learned this morning that there were 2 dispersal notices from police overnight. That's according to the protesters' head of security here. But clearly, you can see there is still this encampment, even stretching further down Northrop Mall than we saw yesterday. Right now, representatives from a coalition of pro-Palestinian student groups are 4 hours out from a meeting they secured with the U's interim president. Meanwhile, a dozen buildings around the protest site will stay closed for a third day today. That's according to reporting by NPR. The university first barred students and non-essential staff from buildings like the library out of safety concerns. And now students are down to the last 24 hours to study before final exams, telling me they've had little time to study. Organizers behind this pro-Palestine movement maintain a list of demands like calling on the U to divest from companies doing business with Israel. So today's meeting with the interim president, that's not enough for you to clear this camp?
No, a meeting is just that. It's a meeting, right? It's all about what happens in the meeting and the follow-up that matters, right? Like, we have been very clear about the intent of this encampment. It is to pressure the university administration to acquiesce to our demands, and we will remain in this encampment until either our demands are met or we are removed by force.
And Jason, Alicia, since the protests began, we have heard the university repeat the statement that they maintain, they support the students' rights to free speech and peaceful protest. And we'll talk more in 30 minutes about what that First Amendment means, especially in this case right here. Back to you.
All right, Michelle, thanks for that update. And in the last 6 hours, police in riot gear arrested nearly 100 protesters occupying Hamilton Hall on Columbia University's campus. These are brand new images and pictures from inside the building from overnight. The school asked the police department to help clear demonstrators from that building and an encampment on campus. Police say the protests may have been taken over by outside agitators. Over on the West Coast, police are now responding to overnight violence over protests at UCLA. Just in the last 4 hours, a crowd of pro-Israeli protesters surrounded a pro-Palestinian encampment. They were wearing white masks and flags on their shoulders and tried to dismantle the encampment. They also shot off fireworks and sprayed what is believed to be either bear or pepper spray.
Well, here at home, we're working to find out the condition of 2 Forest Lake High School track athletes hit by a car about 15 hours ago. This happened shortly after classes ended about a mile away from school. State Patrol says an 84-year-old driver hit the 2 15-year-old runners as they were crossing Highway 61 at a crosswalk. The school district confirmed they were students and said they were airlifted to the hospital. No word yet on the extent of their injuries.
Also developing this morning, Hennepin County District Attorney Mary Moriarty will now have outside help in Trooper Ryan Londegren's controversial murder case. The county board approved Moriarty's request to pay 4 attorneys from a D.C.-based firm to take over the prosecution. Moriarty will keep decision-making power. She also told the board the move is needed because of a lack of staffing among the most experienced prosecutors in her office. This comes after the lead prosecutor in Moriarty's office asked to be removed from the case, according to KARE 11 sources.
This morning, a teenager is facing charges for his alleged role in stealing a French bulldog from a St. Paul woman. Charging documents say 18-year-old Lonnie Jenkins was one of 2 people who pushed the woman to the ground and took her dog Clementine. Prosecutors say a concerned citizen tipped off police after a man asked him if he wanted to buy a French bulldog for $700. The man said he recognized Clementine from missing posters and reported it to police. Officials searched Jenkins' home where they found Clementine.
A heads up before you head out the door this morning. Starting this morning, there's going to be extra patrols on Minnesota roads looking for speeders. This period will last for the next 4 months. Law enforcement says to follow a 3-second following distance so you have time to react before a crash happens. The State Patrol says so far this year, 100 people have died in the state because of speeding and dangerous driving.
I'm John Croman. The Minnesota House has passed a supplemental school funding bill that will send more than $40 million to districts across the state to help pay for new programs, among them literacy curriculum training that 26,000 teachers have already signed up for statewide. There's also money for pilot projects in 9 different school districts to help them battle absenteeism. And there's dollars for student teachers, stipends of up to $7,500 to help those student teachers pay for that critical on-the-job training. Now, Governor Walz has made it clear he doesn't want a lot of new spending in this non-budget year, but the Democrats believe this is within the targets set by the governor.